All right, Sistas fans, now, even though I'm not a fan of this particular subject, I've made it clear my stance on who I feel should be the new partner at the law firm. Neither Andi or maybe even Hayden, but season 8, episode 20 is called Boss Lady. And it says here, Andi becomes the boss lady at her law firm, and her first client is none other than Danny. Now, we do have some information here with some of the new characters. Episode, I believe, 16 or 15. Some of the actors' access pictures are kind of blurry towards the top. But, yeah, episode 9, actually, entitled Missing Pieces. We have Leonard, male, 20s, 30s, white, one of Danny's co-workers at the airport. He gets chewed out by their boss for getting passive aggressively pissy when he should be working. Now, later on in the season, we have a new character also, who is someone who works in HR at the airport as well. Episode 20 entitled Boss Lady, as I mentioned before. Deborah Delwyn, 30s, female, black. She's a professional woman who's cool and polite, an attorney who represents the airline in a mediation session. So we could possibly be seeing something here where Danny gets mixed up into something at her job and it needs to be taken to the law firm, and Andi is going to be the client. Now, they're I guess you could say, well, yeah, Danny's going to be her client. So this could be one of those things where Andi might have to look at things through the eyes of a lawyer as opposed to being biased, because episode, like I said, 16 or 15, I can't tell, entitled Choose You, we're introduced to Miss Brown, female, early 40s, black, an HR representative at the airport who is stern and authoritative. So I'm thinking that something happens between Leonard and Danny, and then that escalates to the point where it needs to be taken to the law firm. So yeah, who knew? Andi's first big case, once she is elevated to partner, is to help out one of her friends. So this should be pretty interesting, to say the least. But given that we do have another character who I wanted to bring up, because I feel like this could be one of those things where maybe Andi isn't the first choice. Episode 9, Missing Pieces, we're introduced to a character named Dominic, which ironically enough is the same episode we're introduced to Leonard. Male, 30s, black. He's a friend of Hayden's who's in the locker room after a workout at the gym, exchanging genial insults with Hayden, but the trash talking gets more pointed and closer to the bone, and maybe Dominic isn't really Hayden's friend at all. Now, it doesn't say in the character synopsis, but what if Dominic could be another employee at the law firm, and maybe the reason he's having some friction with Hayden isn't just because of Hayden's base personality, but what if it's a situation where Hayden gets chosen as partner before Andi does later in the season? Because it just seems weird to me that the race for who's going to be the partner wouldn't be decided until the tail end of season 8, when this has been something that's been going on since early season 7. So I wouldn't be surprised if, let's say, Hayden is chosen to be partner, but for whatever reason he decides to let it go, or he does something and it gets stripped away from him. I would hate to see him get chosen to be the partner, especially after, the whole case with Marie, is it right? Not Mrs. Willis, but Marie. And then Fatima sabotages him or something like that. I would want Andi to get the position because she earned it, as opposed to it being stolen. But that's just me. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. And how do you feel about Andi becoming boss lady at the law firm?